What was it that attracted us to Christ in the first place? You know, where was that first love where you were introduced to the God who created everything actually loves you, and you understand the consequence of the decisions that you made in your sin nature, that you were alienated from God, and that God made a way for you to be reconciled back to God in the person of Jesus Christ. And that moment that you believed, something happened inside of you. And you knew that you were no longer the same person that you were. Your eyes had been opened up. Do you remember that moment when everything began to change, when the world and the colors of it began to take on a whole new level, a whole new light? And you knew in that moment that God was actually speaking to you and calling out to you and inviting you into something that previously you were unfamiliar with, but now access was been granted. Do you remember that moment? And if you haven't entered that moment yet, I would invite you that in that moment that God who created everything in this world is on fire. It's all on fire. It's all burning. It's all falling apart. You can see it happening in people's lives. Everything that was built up, all the facades of everything that protected you and gave your identity, they're stripped away piece by piece until you're left there naked before the whole world to see, but more importantly before God, because it's in those moments of vulnerability that we can actually realize God doesn't accept me in my pride. He rejects me in my pride, but in my humility as I come before Him and understand my desperate need for Him, He responds to that. There should be this anticipation that God has good things awaiting those who love Him. We're not free from trial, but we are hopeful with expectation that God has working all things together for good to those who love Him. Amen. He's conforming us to the image of Jesus Christ to reveal sonship, that we are the people of God, that we have access to God, that He is revealing His nature in and through us, that we are His children, the offspring of God.